Okay. Emotional intelligence is how well you can regulate and control your emotions, as well as how well you perceive others' emotions and what you choose to do with that information. So, being in charge of like having a high emotional intelligence is important because that pretty much dictates how you interact with other people, how you yourself act in different scenarios, and how much empathy you can show to other people. So, the main things about emotional intelligence are how well you control yourself, like as far as if something doesn't go your way, are you okay with that? Do you search for different solutions, or do you just have a total outburst and just be mad about it, you know? Obviously, someone with high emotional intelligence usually is okay with stuff not going their way, you know, or they try and find a different solution. And people with low emotional intelligence can't regulate their emotions, just kind of have outbursts, throw a fit, temper tantrum, whatever you want to say. That's why the little kids throw temper tantrums. They haven't been taught how to maintain emotional intelligence. They don't know what it is, and that's why little kids throw temper tantrums. That makes sense. However, sometimes you'll come across adults who just never learned this skill and still throw temper tantrum when things doesn't go their way, and that's kind of why it's like strange to see because even though not everybody has a high emotional intelligence, you should develop some skills just from living. Um, Emotional intelligence is important to interpersonal communications because not only is it about how well you regulate yourself, but it's about how well you perceive what others are feeling and what you do with that information. So showing empathy is like the biggest form of emotional intelligence between people. Like even if you're not in their situation, you try and put yourself in their shoes to see like what it is they're going through and how they feel and what would you do and how would you feel if this happened to you kind of thing. So um just having empathy is like one of the main parts of emotional intelligence as far as dealing with other people. You just take the information that you know about their situation and kind of apply it, and you want to try and be there for them. Emotionally intelligent people usually are good at finding middle ground. They're not awkward. They're clear and concise with their communication because they know what they want and they can explain that to you. And just I think more often than not, a lot of people have low emotional intelligence and don't kind of realize it just from being awkward, and especially during COVID, where nobody was interacting with anyone and face to face anymore. So I definitely think that kind of staggered our emotional intelligence rate. But it's a skill that definitely should be learned, especially if you're in public dealing with the public a lot. 100%.